The PodAskew Podcast is a proud member of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network.
I'm Kyle.
This is Steven.
Together we host a show called
Boy Meets World.
Tell them what we cover on Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
But that's not all, is it?
No.
No, we cover life experiences. Ours. Oh, son of a... Alright, just check out the show, please. We really need it. Okay? We need a win. Just check us out. We talk about the show Boy Meets World. Each episode of our show, we run parallel for an episode of Boy Meets World where we will examine the show.
That's way too much.
What happens, our life, how it relates to it, experiences.
I can't believe you're still recording.
I am recording this. Check it out, guys. You'll get some hilarious stories from me and Steven from our childhood. You'll get a great... I lost it.
Welcome everybody to the PodAskew Podcast. I am CJ, and with me, as always, is my hetero life mate Rico. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Oh, dude, it's been a long couple weeks, and a long week coming off that Oscar episode last week. Holy shit. That was
crazy. A long one.
But it was so much fun, and thank you to all our guests that came on. I'm not going to list everybody right now because I think I'll probably forget somebody, but still, to everyone that joined us that night. The one I will mention, not to put down anyone else, was Mark, because he was a fucking soldier.
He was a trooper for sure.
Yeah, dude, came on like 30 minutes in and then stayed till the end. So
I'll just say this: Mark can get it.
Yes, he can. All right, moving on. Before we get into this week's episode, I wanted to tell you, for reasons that I've got a lot more free time on my hand, and I don't really want to get into the details, but I sat down the other day and literally watched Infinity War and then went right into Endgame. I did the whole fucking, Gauntlet saga.
The Gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And it's pretty seamless?
No, it's not pretty seamless. It is fucking seamless. There's really, if there's only one part that's not seamless to me, it's the bit with Hawkeye and his family where they disappear. As two separate movies, that works as the opening for Endgame, but when you try to watch it as one gigantic, 6-hour movie, it feels a little weird, that being right in the middle.
I would also add maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp, that whole movie, because even though the movie itself is not really relevant, it's relevant in the final scene.
Right. They should have, if they ever released, and we've talked about this before, so I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but if they ever do release an epic 6-hour, all one thing, they would need to put that in there, I think. I think they would need to have that come in right after the final credit scene with Fury. Right. Have that be that and then go right into the final scene from Ant-Man and the Wasp and then go into the thing. But even then, it just feels... Look, it's a great scene and it pulls at the heartstrings, as you know. But as that middle scene, if you will, it's a little weird. But I'm not saying anything bad about the scene. That's the only thing where there's a break. Other than that, seamless as shit. Yeah, it's perfect.
Did you cry again?
No, I'm kind of beyond that now. I just enjoy it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so good. So good. It was a lot of fun. It was worth the time I spent doing it too. Not at any point that I go ugh.
It's weird for me because for a Star Wars fan, I never thought I would find anything that would give me that Star Wars feeling that wasn't Star Wars.
And this does it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, no disrespect to Rise of Skywalker, but I got more emotion from Infinity War and Endgame than I did with Skywalker and ultimately Last Jedi together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing that's got me concerned about, and then we're going to move on, I think, but is I keep seeing these trailers for the new Black Widow that's coming, and I'm sure it's going to be a fine movie because all these Marvel movies, even the weakest ones, are still pretty fucking good. I mean, come on, we've said that. I just think after Endgame, like, I don't know. Far From Home lived up. I got to be honest. Like, Far From Home, I was worried about that with that too, but I don't know.
It did, but that's because it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It can be a Spider-Man movie, and no disrespect to Scarlett Johansson or even the character Black Widow, but like, there's a lot of fans that were unfamiliar with Black Widow until she was in Iron Man 2.
Myself included, to be honest with you.
And if I predict anything, if Black Widow doesn't perform as well as we hope it will, I kind of have to blame the marketing campaign because
it's been weak. Yeah.
It's been really weak.
Yeah.
And to go with something else, I saw Birds of Prey.
Oh, right. I forgot you had seen that. How was it?
See, I liked it, but I think it's a bomb. Like, it's underperforming.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta say, a lot of it is due to the marketing. One, there were a lot of people who didn't realize it was going to be a rated R, and I mean a hard R.
Right. Right.
But like in a Deadpool type of way.
Right.
So it also, I mean, my opinion of it is, one, this is DC and Warner Brothers absolutely saying, no, Jared Leto's no longer our Joker. In fact, he's never been our Joker.
Wow,
because
really?
There's a whole opening scene in animation where Harley is narrating, and she describes what's been going on in her life and how she broke up with the Joker, and how the animation style for the Joker doesn't look like Jared Leto's. It looks like Mark Hamill's animated series Joker.
Okay. Yeah.
There was also supposed to be allegedly, either Jared Leto confirmed it and then he deleted the photo off of Instagram or something. He was supposed to have a cameo where he breaks up with Harley Quinn. Or they were going to have a body double that looked like his Joker, green hair, tattoos, and everything,
right.
throwing her shit out the window of a 2-story apartment building. So that's nixed. That's not even in the movie.
Did they do it animated or no? Is that the animated thing? No. Oh, okay. All right.
It's almost like they had that scene and they said, you know what, let's just do an animation thing and disregard, because Joker is now, when people think Joker, it's now Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
So, but the movie itself, I liked. It's better than Suicide Squad.
I was just going to ask you that. Yeah, good. All right.
It's better than Suicide Squad, but it's still not the best DC movie.
Let me put it this way. And if you feel like this needs a deeper dive, then we'll save it because we have an epic to get to tonight. But is it better than 2/3 of Suicide Squad? Because the first 2/3 of that movie in my opinion, are really good. It's that third act that just falls apart to me.
Similar, but you can tell that they took major inspiration from Deadpool.
Okay.
Harley is narrating and breaking the fourth wall.
Okay.
To the point where, while there's not a bonus credit scene, there is an audio bonus thingy.
Okay. Kind of like what they did at the end of Endgame, but different, I'm sure. Because Endgame had that hammering sound without actually having a scene. You remember?
Yeah, it's like that. I mean, when I saw it with Michael, he was like, I wish they had tried to connect this a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Have a cameo. You know, you see like picture cameos, like, oh, there's Captain Boomerang in the background.
Right.
And Harley's like, oh, I know that guy. You know, that whole thing.
Right, yeah.
But other than that.
Please save the Harleys for Rebecca.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
But it's, I will say this. Ewan McGregor is really good. Like, Black Mask from the Arkham Origins game, and some of the animated movies like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, primarily from Origins, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
This is so out of left field. You're watching, you're like, this is not Black Mask. And then once he puts on the mask, you're like, this is fucking Black Mask.
Okay.
But he's flamboyant. He kind of plays them Like, imagine, like, a hypochondriac with a really dark sense of humor.
Okay.
Like, there's a part where he's about to, like, his whole thing is he has people killed by having their faces peeled off.
Ew.
Yeah, like, it's a dark movie. And then he's about to let one go. Like, it's the daughter, it's the young girl. And then while she's upside down and begging and crying, he's like, it's okay, I'm going to let you go. It's all good. And then she has a snot bubble. He's like, ew, is that a snot bubble? All right, you know what? I changed my mind. Fucking cut her face off. Like, that's the weirdness of that. It's like, holy shit, Obi-Wan, what the fuck? So anyways.
Okay. Well, that's it. The only other thing.
Since they have now actually renamed the movie Harley Birds of Prey, because they're really trying to capitalize on
the Harley.
It's a Harley Quinn movie, but like, and everybody else was good in the movie. There was not like a single like, that was miscast. It just.
And getting back to my thing about the Infinity Gauntlet thing for just a minute, you talked about end scene. I actually skipped the Captain Marvel one. Where he calls Captain Marvel. I just didn't feel the need to see that. Like that, while it's important if you've never seen before, but when you've seen it a bunch of times and you've seen Captain Marvel, you can kind of like skip that. So, okay. But what are we here to talk about? We got something. We might have the most epic thing, well, one of the biggest epic things we've ever talked about tonight.
More than you know, buddy, and you will realize at the end of this.
So, for those who are fans of PodAskew and listen on a regular basis, what we've come to start doing is our correspondent, who has named herself in Australia, Jay, has started writing letters at our request about her parties where her and her best friends get together and listen to PodAskew. And we asked her to write one for this most recent one, and well, we got the we got an answer. We got an answer. We got the end game of answers. Really, is what we got. This thing's gonna be long.
Originally they were written in 3 parts: one for you, one for Stephanie, and one for me. Apparently, it was unanimous that even though they love Stephanie, they've actually labeled her as the future PM of Australia.
Yes, they have.
The girls have decided they want me to do it. So nothing against Steph, but also Steph is like doing shit right now. So this all kind of works out.
Okay. So we're going to get started on this thing. Please be aware of this. Hopefully you enjoyed the last time we read one of these, because I had a blast the last time we read one of these. You and I don't think I've laughed that hard on one of our episodes in a while. And And I have a feeling this one's going to be even worse. So we're going to get started here. Anything you want to say before we get moving on this, Rico?
No.
Okay. I can tell people right now, this is broken up into 4 parts. I've got parts 1 and 4, and Rico's got the middle 2. So,
plus a bunch of extras.
Oh, apparently there's extras. Okay, well, that's news to me. So here we go. Good day from Oz, one and all. It's yet another long-ass love letter from your fan, friend, and koala-spondent from down under, Jay. This time reporting heartbreakingly from amidst the remnants of bushfire smoke that's smothering us all down here at the moment. And no, contrary to popular consensus, it was not from Smokey's brilliant bong hits still lingering over Harbor City. Brilliantly executed, sir. We loved it. As we slowly attempt to undo all the horrific damage Mother Nature's fury has lashed upon all of us of late, from Dust Bowl storms blowing away the hopes and dreams and topsoil of our drought-stricken farmers and into all our mouths and lungs, to recent catastrophic bushfires engulfing entire towns and communities. The complete decimation of so many of our beautiful and rare fairy friends whose natural habitats are nothing more than ashes and smoldering embers now. There was even a brief but unnerving 24 hours where my BFF and I were on watch and act ourselves when a grass fire broke out not far from our place, which threatened to get out of hand. Luckily, though, we were fine, but unfortunately the same can't be said about 2 of our other PodAskew crew. My BFFs Cassie and Becca are currently cleaning up after losing their home and farm, along with Nat, Meanie, the baby of our little group. They valiantly stayed to battle the flames themselves alongside with our incredible volunteer firemen. But sadly, the fire front was just way too vast, and thanks to the drought, not enough water was there to fight them. So, sorry if I've depressed everyone, but that's what it's like to live here in Oz. Droughts and flooding rains in our constitution, just not all at bloody once. Yeah, that's sad. And to Cassie and Becca, our thoughts are with you for that. So we know you listen with Jay, and we're glad you guys are okay, but we're sorry for what you've lost, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. If our thoughts are with you, if you're religious, pray for them. But, the best we could do is we are unfortunately not with you. If we were there, we would be, every man for himself. I'm sorry. Fuck you guys.
And hopefully, though, we can bring several hours of entertainment to them while they're dealing with us. And as we're going to find out, we did.
The ultimate irony is that we are going to now entertain them with shit that they wrote themselves.
Well, hey, if it works, it works.
That's the type of hardworking podcasters we are. You write us the material, we'll say it, and you guys can laugh.
I thank Jay today for doing our job for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, there's a little more sad, and then we start getting into the fun. The girls now begin their heartbreaking task of cleaning up and starting again. But this was Cass's childhood home, so some things just can't ever be replaced. Yeah, I know, it's brutal.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's really brutal. I've moved out of my childhood home a long time ago. My mom has too, so we don't have any connection to it. And it still pains me just to drive past it and see other people in it. So I can only imagine if it just was gone.
I know, you just look at them and you're like, you fucking imposters.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, but, Cass, all we can say is we hope we know it's going to get better for you eventually. So, yeah. My mother, on the other hand, getting back to the letter. My mother, on the other hand, whose home was in the direct path of the wall of flames. So much so, we couldn't find her or reach her by phone for days. What I should have guessed was she evacuated herself to the nearest pub and waited for it to pass. Her house survived, but only in Oz would an evac center be formed at the local pub. I want to know how lit her mom got. Was she just in a constant state of inebriation from the time she got there till the time she went home?
I'll tell you this much: it wasn't as lit as fucking Australia on a whole.
Oh, dude, too soon.
I mean, is the fire out?
I don't know, actually.
They had a big giant rain.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know. That's a good question.
All right,
actually,
well, look, I don't know how drunk her mom was. I wasn't there.
I know what I would do if it was me. I'd fucking be lit the whole time. They better have gotten beer on the house or something. That's all I'm saying. Or at least at a discount.
It's like, hey, my house burned down. It's like, sorry, I need you to, another.
Well, no, Jay's mom's house survived. So
I know. I'm just saying for an excuse to be like, hey, can I get a free beer? I lost my house.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, fuck. I lose my house. Give me a fucking, definitely a free beer. So, all right. Back to the letter. Now, I've always heard the phrase, God closes a door, but usually opens a window. Never was that more true than now for me. In the midst of all this tragedy, death, and sadness, something amazing yet beautiful occurred, affording me the opportunity to help Mama Nature out just a little by becoming a mother. Of 4. Kittens, that is.
Oh!
Yeah. All right, Jay, I know if this part was supposed to be included, but I'm leaving it in anyway. Sorry, CJ, I'll be back. Nature calls. Okay.
Oh, kittens.
Kittens. Oh, there's a lot about the kittens. Wait till you hear about this. Okay, I'm back. Saw CJ, but a gal's gotta eat. Now, where was I? Oh, my adorable new arrivals. Amidst the fires and still shell-shocked by all the destruction, my BBFF, whose name's actually Jody, and yes, Rico, she's quite fine with you all knowing that regardless of our past porn-fueled indiscretions. I can talk tonight. This is going to be long. Okay.
Jody likes the porn.
Oh, no. I mean, she might, but oof. Okay. She came bursting through the door one afternoon to announce that she had seen a beautiful but tiny gray kitten, no older than 6 months old, hiding under my neighbor's back porch. She was emaciated and gaunt and on the verge of death. Now, I know you really shouldn't feed strays, but with all the loss, carnage, and sadness surrounding us at the moment, the mere thought of this little one would leave us too, was not something I could have lived with on my conscience. So I merely took some of my Finny Bear's dry food. She immediately rushed out of her hidey hole and devoured every bite. Accompanying her, not one, but 3 little angels, not older than a few weeks old, but each one cuter than the last. The race was now on to procure some kitten meat, even if only for Mom, thereby keeping her strength up so she could continue to provide for her sweet little cherubs. With little to no more interjection by us than that intended. But alas, as anyone who knows or has cats, they always manage to worm their way into your hearts. Now, this is probably going to sound silly to some, but if I was now to be their temporary foster mom, then they must have names. And just whom do you think we named them after? You guessed it, my PodAskew fam. Mama is, of course, Steph, or now Steffi, the warrior mom whose admirable strength, courage, and good old-fashioned maternal instinct-fueled grit to keep her and her kids alive is the main reason I will continue to fight for every one of them to live and go on to bless a loving family someday soon. Cats make a house a home, some folks say. I'm one of those people. Then there's Rico. Whilst he may be the tiniest of the litter, he is the loudest meow of them all. I thought you'd like that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking crying, dude. This is so good.
Right? Oh, it's only going to get better.
Oh.
He loves nothing more than razzling with his brother. Yep, you guessed it, CJ. From the very first moment I saw CJ's big, beautiful eyes, I knew we were meant to be. His gray fur reminding me of days past and my misty dawn that has long since passed. I've now spent the last 2 weeks getting my Finny used to CJ. That and convincing Jody that we were ready to be parents of two children for the very, very first time. The third kitten of this mischievous troop, which we've since dubbed our PodAskew Pussy Party, or the nicer PG-rated PA's Kitty Kindy Crew. By the way, it sounds like she's keeping mine, because she's trying to find homes for these kittens, but I think she's keeping me, so that just says something, I think. We named the dark horse of the fam Smokey. Not only...
I knew it was going to be Smokey, and wow, fucking appropriate. You find a kitten covered in smoke, you're going to name it Smokey.
Well, the cats weren't covered in smoke, but this cat is all black. So the other 3 are gray, and this one is solid black. So I feel like it's... She sent me pictures that we're going to include with the episode.
Oh.
Not only was it a nod to the unfortunate timing of their births, right at the worst of the suffocating, relentless smoke haze, but mostly in honor of the legend that it is Midnight Smoke.
Yep.
Smart and sweet, yet by far the most independent soul of the group, Smokey always seems to follow and travel his own path. Hilariously funny, he is the first to try everything once and is always the first one to arrive for dinner.
With the munchies.
I was going to say, if you got the munchies, shit, yeah.
You know, right. Bizarre, just for 1 second.
Yeah.
It is absolutely bizarre. There are kittens across the world named after us.
Right? I thought the same thing when I read, because I read over this once just to get like the wording down and whatnot. And
right.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, holy shit.
Jay, no bullshit. I'm crying. This is
He
nice.
really is. I can see him. I'm going to vouch for that. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't see it very often. You don't get very emotional very often. The only time I think I've seen you get emotional was when we did the Stan Lee thing.
Well, and when Alan passed away.
Oh, yeah, and Alan, yes, of course.
But when in doubt, if anyone wants to make me cry, fucking cute little kittens.
Cute little kittens. All right. CJ's a complete mama's boy and eating and grooming with her all day long in my yard, unbeknownst to all my neighbors, at least for now, but I'm certain that's not going to last for too much longer. My next port of call was phoning my local council and vets, but they both had a destroy that day policy should no one adopt them. Then I had tried some other non-destroy policy refugees, but to no avail. One told me, they'll wander off on their own eventually, just don't feed them. Jody and I decided that because the babies were so young, they should stay here with their mom as a family, just until they're no longer feeding from her at least. Mm-hmm. It would also give me a chance to gain mom's trust so that I can catch them before my landlord catches us. Whilst I would dearly love to keep them all, the thought of being evicted or worse, becoming known as a local crazy cat lady from The Simpsons doesn't thrill me in the least.
I think it's absolutely kind of funny that like the entire continent's on fucking fire. The landlord's still be like, no animals.
Yeah, right? Well, no, they have a cat, I think. Yeah, they have a cat already. Finny.
But even still, like the landlord's being like, what could the landlord say? Be like, you can't rescue animals, even though it's the nice and honorable thing to do.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing I don't understand is if maybe there's a limit to how many cats are allowed. I don't know. Like, why can't she just keep another one or keep all? Maybe she doesn't want to keep all 4, and I get that. But if she did, why is that a thing with her landlord? I don't know.
I just got a fucking kitten named after me. Don't you fucking ruin this for me, landlord.
Yeah. Right. Fuck. All right. So I've devised a plan I'm hoping that works at the RSPCA tomorrow. At the very least, a discount on the 4 desexings and some help finding a forever home for 3 of them. My BFFs have all offered to chip in to cover some of the costs we'll inevitably incur to find them all homes, regardless of how long that may take. We have all been touched and our hearts melted by our unexpected yet sweet little pussy comers. Yeah, she's dirty sometimes. Childish, I know, but the jokes have been flying around our place for 2 weeks now.
It's like, here, you know what? You want to catch this pussy? I'm going to throw at you.
Right?
This pussy's hungry. This pussy's meowing for attention.
Meow. There's been a whole lot of talk of mastering dicks on the show of late. Maybe it's about time you all learn to master a little pussy, too. Right?
It's a shame Steph's not here to fucking defend me on that one.
I don't want to hear it, to be honest with you. I don't want to know. I'll keep you all posted on how it all pans out, especially since they've now become your namesakes. Now, I would like to turn you all over to Steph, who's the gatekeeper of part 2 of this long-winded odyssey, or if she so chooses, pass the puck over to my mate Rico for the next installment. We already know, Rico, you're taking over, so I will get out of your way and read on, my friend.
Now, because this was written for Steph, it's going to sound a little weird, but good day, Steph. Yes, I am Steph.
No, oh, God.
I am not quite sure whether CJ's mentioned it to you and Rico or not, but I've compiled another one of my long-ass love letters for the show. If you choose to share your portion, I don't know if I'm supposed to read this whole thing. Okay, yeah, so here we go. I would like to pause a moment amidst all this pussy potty talk, if I may, to address the First Lady of PodAskew. I love that.
I do too. I love that. Yeah.
And possibly our future Prime Minister of Oz.
They're not going to let that go until she gets the job.
I don't understand. I mean, nothing against Stephanie, but how fucking bad are the politics in Australia?
I was just going to say, like, how bad is the PM down there? Like, they must be terrible. I don't know who it is. I'm about to fucking Google that shit just so I know.
So this here is my reply to your reply, my reply to you, all about my love letters. Firstly, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for your incredibly touching and thoughtful Xmas gift. It was so beautifully written and really eloquently delivered. You are the real writer, Steph. Clap, clap, clap.
Oh, that letter she wrote for Jay. Is that what she... Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
And sometime in the future, we'd all be delighted if we could perhaps hear you read some more of your thoughts, views, and wisdom on the show. I, too, was assigned a project in primary school whereby we had to select 2 states in the U.S. to study. All my life, I've dreamed of seeing that huge Hollywood sign in person. The place where my childhood TV shows all seem to originate, so California was my very first choice. It would be my absolute delight to escort and cavort with any or all of my PodAskew fam around my hometown. The botanical gardens right there on Sydney Harbor are a great place to wander or just picnic and chill. I'm going to mess this name up.
Wait, did she say the second state at any point?
No.
Oh, fuck. So. I was wondering if it was New Jersey, because how ironic would that have been if she had just randomly picked New Jersey as state number 2?
I don't think anybody wants to check out New Jersey, buddy.
Fuck you, all right?
I don't know how to pronounce this names. Mrs. McQuarrie's chair in North Head, sorry if I mispronounce it, near Manly Beach, have some awesome views, but it can be a bit of a hike. There's nothing better for me than sipping cocktails on Manly Wharf or Watson's Bay at sunset with the gals, or even just a quick dash under the harbor bridge by ferry to North Sydney for some D&D. In our world, that's drinks and dinner, and not the game. Just let me know what your pleasures may be whilst in our fair city, and I'll endeavor to help them make them happen. Our nomination of Steph for PM in Oz, catchy, isn't it, was a genuine and well-discussed decision. Your intelligence, kind heart, and wisdom are exactly what politics and the world at large, for that matter, desperately needs way more of right now. Do they have fucking Hitler reincarnated as PM? Like, I'm nothing against Steph, but like, what the fuck?
Okay, well, according to this, the Prime Minister's name is Scott Morrison, and he's a liberal. Now, I don't know what liberal is defined by in Australia, but, I mean, I don't know.
I'd like to know if you guys are like unhappy with your PM.
Yeah, I kind of want to know that too.
Whether it's we just love Steph for being Steph, or it's like our PM sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a good question. I mean,
how
I will tell you,
funny would it be if like Jay and all of her friends are like really hardcore conservatives,
right? Well, but see, we don't know what conservatives in Australia. Conservative in Australia could be our liberal. Like, it's not always the same. It doesn't always mean the same.
But it wouldn't be called liberal.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in other countries, liberals are conservatives.
Everything is just opposite in fucking Australia?
I guess. Listen to this, though. He makes $550,000 Australian dollars annually. So that's a pretty good fucking salary.
So what, like $32.50?
Stop it!
Okay. Moving on. Whilst we all remain in perpetual hope that you'll someday accept our leadership offer, we'll settle for a PodAskew podcast instead. We are all so looking forward to it, and my BFFs and I would be humbled and honored to be included in some of your discussions and topics sometime. We'd be delighted, in fact. Thumbs up, smiley face.
Oh, well, there were hieroglyphics galore in mine. I just didn't list them out, so.
I've also thoroughly enjoyed expanding my vocab palette of late, thanks to you, Steph. If anyone hasn't already guessed, and not unlike Lara Flynn Boyle in the movie Threesome, I really love big words. Can't say I saw the movie Threesome. Sorry.
Neither have I.
For once, it's a movie reference I don't get. Anyway, thank you so much again for all your incredibly kind words of encouragement for me with your beautiful letter. I shall truly cherish it, and that episode of PodAskew forever. Thanks to you and your thoughtful gesture, it genuinely meant the absolute world to me. Now, if it's not too much trouble, could you please pass the torch to your other half, Rico? I was originally going to ask you deliver the next chapter of this, quote, never-ending story, especially after your amazing oration abilities and eloquent communication skills. Hey, the fact that I said that should speak out volumes, by the way. But a unanimous decision was made by the girls for Rico to read it. So, take it away, buddy. And let me find it. Hey,
she really, I mean, look, she's a writer. Sorry.
She is a writer.
She's a hell of a writer.
After she sent me my thing, I wrote, like, you are a literary genius.
Yeah. I didn't say friendly things, but not because I was saying negative things, but I was just so... well, the parts I got are... yeah, you'll hear when we get there, but holy crap. Yeah.
All right. So now we're moving on. And I have like a whole two-parter extra thing, so... G'day, Rico. I'm assuming by now you've heard about my War and Peace / Titanic length love letters everyone's receiving. But this next chapter is what I've dubbed the sealed section. Strictly for you and Steph only. You know who cannot hear or know at all about its existence until you're all on air, okay?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
I assure you, good sir, yours is in the mail as we speak, and it's filled with much love and some answers for your myriad of burning questions. But I thought it prudent to allow my BFFs or the crew to help me answer some of them also. So that will be the bonus thing that after this initial thing, that'll be what I'll be reading.
Wait, is your bonus thing coming after the whole thing? This. Or after that?
Just follow me, buddy.
Well, no, because I have his part after the you're done yours.
Okay. And then I'll do my thing, and then you do your thing, and then I'll do the thing, and then I'll take over.
That's what I was asking, yeah. Jesus.
Okay. If we missed Annie, feel free to hit me up anytime. I shall endeavor for both myself and for the girls, answer every single one of them for you, Rico. If it's too personal, I'll DM you my reply. So I explained to the girls my operational objectives and my reasons for undertaking this monumental mission I'd assigned myself originally. Thanking every single one of you and replying to Steph's reply. But my number one purpose for this long-ass odyssey was to also wish my wonderfully kind and loving friend, PodAskew founder and everyone's superhero, CJ, the most incredible of birthdays on the 21st of this month.
Fuck you. I love you, Jay, but fuck you.
Mere days after my birthday, ironically.
Wait, when's hers? Does she say?
I don't think she says.
Oh,
Jay, when's your birthday? Let us know. We'll
and just a happy birthday, just in case we don't get it in time. Fuck.
Well, if we're timing this, because, behind the looking glass, your birthday's not for another 5 days.
Correct. And
maybe her birthday is like today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, she said 2 days, right?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jay. If you don't tell us, we are dubbing February 16th your birthday. That's what I'm saying.
Whilst I nor the rest of your PodAskew family can be there to give you a big old birthday smooch or humongously big hugs in person. Just know we're all there with you in spirit and in our hearts.
Wait, okay. So instructions, because we know you and I know they're listening to this, right? Mm. And they're all there and they all have drinks. Everybody has to do a shot right now for my birthday. Everybody. Jay, you're exempt for reasons that we won't get into that we know. But everyone who can has to take a shot right now. Okay.
And we're back. Helping you and Debbie, to blow out the candles on your birthday cake. Perhaps a guest appearance from old Blue Eyes Frankie to sing happy birthday to you.
Oh, no.
To celebrate your special day with us all. Unlike you and Steph with your incredible singing talents and the fact that I can't play a lick of drums like that drummer kid did, if you believe in that sort of thing, nor any other instruments for that matter, I have no gifts to bring. So this all was just little old me banging away on my own drum. I just hope and pray you all dig the beats. CJ, it's so hard for me to believe we've only been friends for such a brief period of time.
True.
I feel as though I've known you lifetimes. Almost every morning I'm greeted with an hola from you, and it brings an immediate smile to my dial every single time. Do you say hola to her in your emails?
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah. Okay. Hola's a thing I send to a lot of people. I say it to Rebecca a lot too.
Got it. It's been incredible delight getting to know you via our daily gas bags and sharing together our Kevin Smith fandom.
Yes,
hopes and dreams via our DMs, which means deep and meaningfuls in my world. As I tell you often, CJ, I admire the fuck out of you, sir.
She does. She says that way more than she should.
You're an incredibly beautiful soul, so very smart, and so very, very kind and supportive. Not just to me, but to everyone you know. All whilst in the daily pursuit of chasing those whimsies and why not passions and dreams of your own. It truly is remarkable and admirable to me all the plates you spin both in life and for this amazing meeting place we gathered weekly called PodAskew. The opportunity you gift me to peek behind the curtains for the occasional spoiler means the world to me and is always an indulgent delight and treat. Your genius and generous offer to find a place for me to play in the PodAskew sandpit with you all through my letters has truly changed my entire life and askewed my view.
I see what you did there. That's
Kevin would like $10 from you.
Right. After he takes our entire life savings.
All $12 of it.
Right.
Thereby bringing Kevin's, quote, art begets art theory to fruition. I'm forever thankful to you, CJ. We all are. So in honor of your special day, my friend, as you so wish, and my B-Day present to you is that I'm attempting to write for you all my very first podcast play.
Awesome! I'm very excited to see that.
And she sent me a photo for proof, by the way.
Oh, nice.
whilst in truth it may very well be a complete and disastrous schmozzle. The humor it will create as it collapses will hopefully provide us all with never-ending entertainment and hilarity.
I'm probably too old for this, but never mind. The point is that that immediately takes me to Laverne and Shirley.
Schmozzle? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've begun excitedly concocting an R-rated piece whilst fantasizing about what nasty and kinky shit I can create in my mind for you all to do. It's fun, but really very disturbing all at the same time. I'm
telling you right now, R-rated from Jay scares me. Like, there's no R-rated from anyone else that scares me as much as Jay.
That's why I'm excited. I want to deep dive in her brain.
Okay, you do all the deep diving you want. I unfortunately have it on the screen in front of me.
Mm-hmm. The only other person privy to this exciting news prior to this was our mate, Smokey.
Oh!
He chose you, Benedict fucking Arnold. Smokey.
Yeah, right. Because fuck you. That's why.
Fuck you, that's why. He, too, has been such an incredibly kind and super supportive friend to me, and I knew I could trust him completely with it. You know, he didn't keep a secret. He just got high and forgot.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Both you and he are the gatekeepers of all my secrets, CJ. That's because he forgets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you have it. My birthday gift to you is even more of this, but hopefully even better. I may need to reach out at some help from you all at some point down the road. I'm genuinely terrified, but extremely excited to see if I can even attempt it. But, #why not? With you all on the sidelines cheering me on, I can at least have a crack, huh? So happy birthday, CJ. Your PodAskew family all love you, buddy. May this year bring you all the luck, success, and bucket loads of hearts that you so richly deserve.
Thanks, Jay. That
will all.
Oh, sorry.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
We'll all be right there cheering you on right back the way you always champion and cheer us all on. We love you, CJ. So there it is, Rico. Stay tuned for part 2 of your love letter. And again, it's totally fine to use any or all, none of it. But could you please make sure CJ gets a copy of it afterwards? Thank you, buddy. And just a quick little, you could see this, but.
Yeah. Up high. There you go. What is that? I can't make it out.
It's the drawing. She does it handwritten.
I can't. Yeah.
It's too lit.
Yeah.
I'll screenshot it. I'll save it to you.
Yeah, please. I'd like to see that.
All right. So why don't you read your thing, and then I got more shit to say. So.
Okay. Oh, well, it's back to me already. Wow. Okay. This is going a little faster than we thought, I think, Rico, but I'm still enjoying it.
Don't worry. There'll be extra shit.
Okay. Well, there's not much left to mine, so this part.
I know.
Part 4, but all right. Okay. Before I get started, Debbie heard us read the last letter from Jay, where they were watching Pornhub and all that stuff, and determined she actually came up with a really cool name for it. She called it PodAskew. So I shared that with Jay because I thought she'd find that pretty funny, and she fucking loved it, and she ran with it. So be aware that that's going to be a thing now. So thank you to Debbie for that. All right. Well, I guess if you're all hearing this, then this PodAskew centerfold section passed the CJ censor after all. If not, then enjoy the read with a moist towel on hand, boys. You may need it. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I expected you to react to that. I'm sorry.
I'm ready.
No, her telling us to get a moist towel ready was a little, yeah. Anyway, we actually had not
dry.
What?
I do everything dry.
Okay, that's on you. We actually had not one, but 2 gatherings. But the first one was just all of us banding together to help out a mate and to concoct my plan of attack for my love letter mission. But with a firm agreement of reconvening the following Saturday night for another PodAskew piss-up party debauchery, the word Pornhub was not even mentioned at that stage, and I was concerned and kind of sad. Was our dirty 3-way with you, Rico, and porn over? But alas, that was not the case. Not by a long shot, in fact. In attendance for this evening's festivities, myself, my BBFF Jody, Yadranka, we call her Yaya for short. We all just wanted to hear you have another crack at that name, CJ. Ninny had returned to Sydney for the week to see her fam before heading back down to help the girls clean up the fires. And last but not least, JoJo. No party is complete without her. BP, before PodAskew, her antics with men were our entertainment. Things are way funnier, AP. I assure you. We, of course, began with Cosmos and Disney Plus J. Watching them get hammered whilst listening to you both read my letter is a moment I will truly treasure for the rest of my life. One that would have never happened if not for you both. Halfway through the Disney portion of the show and the Blue Lagoon started being demanded, JoJo sculls the last of her Cosmo, takes 2 steps of old Bluey, and screams out over everyone, so when do we get some Pornhub happening? Mouths agape, we turn and erupt in simultaneous hysterics, but I must confess I was kinda glad. I'm not sure about the others, but for sheer hilarity, I've been back a couple of times since that night. Just for laughs, I swear. Right, Jay, that's why you went back to Pornhub.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. You were double-clicking that mouse, weren't you?
And so it began. 6.5 hours worth of PodAskew. Our list of episodes included Disney Plus J, Disney Plus Mike, Rico's Roadshow, and of course New Askew's Eve. We all loved every minute of Rico's gradual inebriation.
I'm glad someone did.
Yeah, yours was more gradual, because mine was like, I'm good. Just fell.
Yours was the cartoon anvil, and then they just kind of look at the screen and then hold up a sign and say, oops, and then just...
Yeah.
Mine was just me tripping gradually down a fucking hill.
From Smokey's spectacular bong hits for which we cheered loudly and excitedly each time, so impressive and such a professional. Yeah, how do you take professional bong hits? Like, really?
Practice makes perfect, I guess?
And like he doesn't practice.
Right.
We were thrilled and each loved every single bit of it. Thank you for that and so very much more, Stevie. You make me smile every single day on Twitter. Okay, this is all about Steve. She fawns over him again for a little while. You and that sweet, beautiful heart of yours is such a gift to us and the world. We all love you, buddy, and that vamp talk of yours got many of us quite hot and bothered, especially with the bondage orgy that was happening on the screen simultaneously, enhancing our collective arousals. Fuck, dude, that shit got us all hot. And none of us are even Twilight fans in the least, but we are fans of you, Smokey.
What
when he said,
fuck?
I don't... What?
What in the fuck?
I know, there's more. When he said, I don't need lube, I'm that slick, we had to stop for 10 minutes to catch our breaths from laughter. Classic, sir, classic.
That was a very good line.
And he delivered that pretty, like, there was like, bang, I remember that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Rico wishes to know what tickles our fancies in the Pornhub department. Well, our first port of call is always porn for women. Unfortunately, they're in no way for women, so it's a quick trip over to threesomes. 2 guys, 1 girl seem to be the preference, but disappointingly, the guys are usually more into each other's pleasure than into the only gal in the room.
Selfish cocksmokers.
Right? Mouth agape, and we... no, hold on. Yeah.
Mouth agape? Hello.
No, here we go. As the fluids begin to flow, booze fluids that is, that's when the fetishes and kinks in particular, bondage, begin. I'm not saying whom, but one of us is a huge BDSM fan. I'm thinking it's Jay. Yeah,
that's 100% Jay.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then the toys, which ends with us all dreaming about owning our very own Sibian someday.
What?
Do you not know what a Sibian is?
I heard Sibian. I'm like, a fucking chimp?
No, Sibian.
I got it. Yeah, the thing that you joyride and fucking gives you a joyride.
Right. Yeah. And then she's not sure if she spelled it correctly, so she said not sure how to spell that one.
You know, I take it back. I think Yaya is the one who's into BDSM because she's the one who says yeah all the time. Yeah.
No, they call her Yaya. That's not her name, so.
Well, I know, but like, you know, she's just into everything. She can't say no.
I'm still thinking
it's Joe. It's Jay.
It's Jay. Yeah. So we inevitably begin shooting our shit about our vibrator preferences. and I begin to explain to a now extremely drunk bunch of women about my pinky Tusker-do.
Tusker-do.
That's what she said, yeah. We were in unison about our love for our little bundles of orgasmic joy. They're an opportunity for women to take empowerment and control of our own orgasms, as opposed to hoping and praying our partners can get the job done and not be too overexcited about coming themselves.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Not unlike the fleshlight, it's a sure thing. For hours, we checked Pornhub for more crazy toy ideas. I think we all know what we're buying each other for our birthdays this year.
You guys are a bunch of degenerates. I love you all.
Yeah, me too. I love it. It's at that moment JoJo pulls out a ginormously veiny blue big boy cock from her oversized handbag and proudly announces to us all, "I never leave home without mine," and begins waving it around the room to much of our horror in our faces, telling us drunkenly, "I'll let you borrow it if you want."
You should now dub that fucking thing the American Express, because don't leave home without it.
Right? There you go. No thanks, we're good, that's gross. No,
yeah, I agree. I don't care how close you guys are as friends. You don't get to share fucking dildos unless it's on each other.
Isn't that the point that she was just saying no to?
No, she was just like, here, you could borrow this. It's not like, here, let me do this for you.
No, I think they're saying don't borrow, like at all.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. Don't, exchange cookies, not fucking dildos.
All right, so I'm going to reread that last line because this is a bit of dialogue, back and forth dialogue.
Okay.
No thanks, we're good, that's gross. No, it's not. I have condoms and lube. Again, proudly waving them around. Why, JoJo? Why? When exactly can you make use of this in public, I asked. The dunnies at work on my lunch break and in your room the last time we watched porn over here. Yeah.
I'm still trying. For a split second, I made me think that she puts condoms on the fucking dildo.
No, they're talking about. No, I think she just has them in case she randomly comes across. Yeah,
but now I'm just thinking is that a thing? Do people put condoms on dildos?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, Jay, you're the expert. You tell us.
Right? Oh my God! In my bed, Rico was right. Thank Christ I changed my sheets after she left last time.
I fucking knew it.
Right?
You sick bunch of bitches.
We love you, though.
Oh, all right.
All right. It was an amazing...
Anyone else a little overheated right now?
Yeah, right? Yeah. It was an amazing night filled with so much laughter. Thank you, CJ and Rico. Memories were made, well, for some of us, that is. JoJo has no recollection of any of it, nor what occurred mere hours later whilst we all slept.
So all right, my question is, while y'all were sleeping, who was masturbating in the bathroom?
We're getting there.
Oh, there's an answer?
There's more, yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was awoken the next morning to the strange sound of echoing down my hallway and originating from Jody's room. Jody's her roommate.
Her BBFF, yeah?
Yeah. Thanks to JoJo and her big boy antics the previous evening, she was crowned most drunk, so she got the big bed. We stared at one another as we crept towards the closed door, the noise getting strangely louder, but somehow awfully familiar to us all. A knowing grin began to form on each of our faces, and we realized what was making the loud buzzing that had awoken us all. At first, we just tittered at the door, each straining to hear the telltale moans of pleasure, but instead all we heard was a sound of gurgling. And no, Rico, not that kind of gurgling.
You caught me. I was about to fucking say something.
Yeah, she knows you, dude. She knows.
Shit, I'm becoming predictable. I don't like that.
So the moment finally arrives. I was elected to be the sacrificial lamb to confront the inevitable horror of seeing one of my besties rubbing one out. One of the most extremely... What?
Sacrificial lamb, and then there's no silence of this fucking lamb.
Yeah, right? One of the most extremely compromising positions a girl could possibly be caught in. Masturbating in your friend's bed, and worse, being stupid enough to get caught doing it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So I Neil Armstrong my way in, quietly creaking open the door and creeping in, trying to keep one eye closed in an attempt to spare myself any more trauma than was absolutely necessary. Which, by the way, I've never heard of the term Neil Armstronging my way.
I don't get it.
I'm thinking like just taking one small step. You know, Neil Armstrong, one small step for a man. Okay. That's the best I was able to pull out of it.
I for a split second was thinking of Lance Armstrong. I'm like, winning one ball at a time?
No, Neil, the astronaut.
Got it,
yeah. All right, here we go. But the sight that lay before me was something I could never forget, no matter how many years of therapy I paid to have. There was my BFF for over 20 years, completely naked and drunkenly spread-eagled across poor Jody's bed. Kind of like one of those snow angels you guys make in the snow. All right, this is where it gets...
This is a snow devil, let's be honest.
Oh, no, it gets worse. You ready for this?
I'm hard and ready.
Her dyed blue mohawk-shaped bush and various eyes staring right back at me. Big blue in one hand and peppermint lube in the other.
Peppermint lube? Doesn't that shit burn?
I don't know.
I don't even want icy hot on my back.
As I attempted to look at anything but, well, her front, butt, and boobs staring back at me, I made my way over to get her a tiny bit of modesty by pulling the blanket up over her before the others saw it, but it was too late. As soon as the crew got a gander at her, the quiet tittering became loud hysterics. Ironically, in the modern social age, somebody for certain would have whipped out a camera, but not us. We were too busy crying with laughter at her. I completely lost it when my BBFF shouted out, "Hey, she did that in my bed now, the bitch! First yours, now mine!" Tears of laughter were now teeming down my cheeks as I precariously attempted to spare her batteries and turn it off. Finally, she awakens ever so slightly from what I thought at first was because of our now riotous laughter and rage from the BBFF. But instead of awaking and dying from embarrassment as well as we all would have, she angrily turns the apparatus back on, lovingly strokes it, and embraces it snugly between her breasts. Finally, she groggily mumbles, "He's mine and I love him. He makes me feel better. The vibrations put me to sleep." Jojo then rolls over, turns it back on, and passes out. Do you need a minute to digest all that? Because you look like...
I'm just... What the fuck? You know... I would recommend maybe just banging on the door from now on.
No, then we don't get to find out that her...
Stop jerking off on my bed.
Did you not get the part where she dyes her pussy hair blue?
And it's a mohawk. I got it. I'm... Yeah, what fucking Smurfette thing is going on down there?
Right? I don't know.
If it's your time of the month, is it called the Blue Meanie?
Shit. Oh, shit. Okay. You know, there's more. I'm not done.
When I have a hard time trying to get to sleep, I like turn on The Simpsons or I put on PodAskew. You know, I listen to my dulcet tones and CJ's dulcet tones, and it helps me get to sleep. Never once have I had a vibrator in between my titties, because I think that would just keep me awake all night.
So you're saying wear your vibrator? No,
yeah, I mean, vibrating the auditory sense, yeah.
Giving you oral pleasures?
Yeah, you know, good God, is there more?
Yeah, there's more. I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
I want to hear who got chlamydia from the sheets.
No, you'll find out something happened to the sheets. You'll find out.
Ew.
No,
Why am I predicting all the worst things?
No, I don't know if chlamydia is a thing, but they did do something with the sheets. Someone's
nickname is now going to be chlamydia, by the way.
That's on you, buddy. Stunned silent now, I backed slowly out of the room and shut the door. Before losing it in laughter all over again. Now,
what can you do?
What?
At that point, what can you fucking do?
Exactly.
You've already been caught. They don't give a fuck. You're just like, it's mine. Get out of here. And you're like, I guess that's the end of this.
Well, that's where the beauty's gonna come in. But listen, so here we go. Now, I may love my pinky, but not that much. Hours later, when she finally awoke and was back in the land of the living with us, vague about the previous evening's festivities, but completely oblivious what it was we were all laughing about now, we decided not to tell her about it until she hears about it right here, right now on PodAskew.
Oh, you're so fucking evil.
That's what I said to her. I sent her a message going, I'll read you her reply. You want me to read that to you real quick? Okay, Jay, we're taking a quick break from the letter because I have to read, because I said the same thing to her. And she responded, only when necessary, and believe me when I say that she's done way worse to us over the years. It was a revenge long overdue from us all. But trust me when I tell you she'll know why we hatched our evil scheme and love every minute of it. Once she calms down, that is.
What the fuck did she do? Did she shit on your forehead or something, guys?
I don't know.
Did she start the fire?
Yeah, right? Okay. Please don't hate us, sweetie.
Start the fire.
Oh, God.
And she burned Australia, and it sucks for everyone. Oh, I'm lightheaded. Okay, go ahead.
Please don't hate us, sweetie. That's the last part to her. No, actually, there's more. You know you mean the absolute world to us, but honestly, hon, I cannot unsee what I witnessed that morning. All your eyes, quote unquote, staring back at me through your blue bush has permanently scarred us all for life.
Wait, so the giant dildo's blue as well?
No, it's veiny, so she calls it Big Blue, apparently.
Big Blue.
Yeah.
Clearly her favorite fucking color is blue.
Right? Okay.
I mean, I've heard of blue balls, but blue bush?
Yeah. Let me finish the apology here.
Oh, my God.
So thank you for always bringing us so many laughs throughout these years. We all love you, hon, just not your vag. Okay. Thanks, CJ and Rico. You've just enabled us to get one back at the jokester queen and of our bunch. And believe me, this prank was long overdue, and she knows it. And if JoJo would kindly head over to the patio door right now, you'll see Jody's lovely silk sheets have now been donated to the kittens in the yard. We thought it best not even to attempt to salvage the operations required to save them, but rather than part them to be the Pussy Pack's party going on in the yard. Have fun saying that one, CJ. Well, this finally wraps up my long-winded report from Down Under. Signing off until next time with big hugs and much love from us all, your fam, friends, and koala-spondent from Oz, Jay. So that's to my knowledge, that's the end of it, the whole thing. But apparently there's more. There's a post-credit scene.
There is way more. And not just God. This, I got something else for you.
Oh, good.
Good day again, Rico. So sorry about the time warp delay, but here goes. Where to start, my friend? Let me make to you everyone's introductions. Now, you're absolutely right. Technically, I did have a different first name as a kid, but I'll be taking that one to my grave.
Wait, Jay did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Interesting. No, she's not taking that. We're getting that shit out of her.
I asked her, I was like, am I reading this, or are you just telling me this? She's like, no, you do you.
All right.
The moment I became a rebellious teenager at 13 and cut off my childhood Rapunzel-length locks of blonde hair, everything changed. Look, I figured after she just outed her friend's blue bush, this is all safe.
Oh, it's gotta be. Right? Yeah. But you know what?
Not to mention finding out that it was taken from my mom's pet dog as a kid. That was the final straw. I wasn't too keen on my middle name either, Jane. By the way, my mother's middle name is Jane, so I know she doesn't like it either, so.
Well, wait, if I could back up for a second without outing too much about Jay, we've seen a picture of her. She has pretty long blonde hair now, so she must have grown it back.
Yeah, but I think, there's blonde hair and then there's Rapunzel.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. Okay.
That chick let a dude climb her fucking hair.
Well, at least it was on top of her head. Anyway.
At least it wasn't, from between her legs and blue.
Right?
You imagine that version of Rapunzel? He's like, let down your hair. And it's just like this. You just see the hair come out and he climbs it. It's this giant fucking long bush.
I gotta back up a second because I'm a pretty adventurous kind of guy and I'm into metal and music and stuff. If I, was single and was dating a girl that had a blue bush, I think I'd actually be kind of turned on.
I think I'd be interesting. I mean, it would be awful if you were colorblind, but
Yeah. Right?
You'd be like, she's like, look at what I did. You're like, what?
Now, see, it spawns a whole new set of questions for me. Like, does she change the color, like, every so often? Or is it always blue? Or what? And, like, Mohawk, Mohawk just might be, like, the way they call it down in Australia, because to me, that's a landing strip. So, unless it's, like, super fucking long and, like, spiked out like a Mohawk, like,
I think it's a landing strip, but it's grown out. That's like a Mohawk.
Okay. That's fair.
So
maybe that's it. Yeah.
It's just like a blue arrow pointing to where the fuck to go. Like, because men are stupid. They're like, I don't know where the fuck. She's like, right here, motherfucker. Look. See? Directions, bitch.
with color. In color, motherfucker.
Men like colors and bright things. There you go.
Oh, you know what? Like, first, I gotta give a big thank you to Deb and Steph for putting up with the fact that we're discussing another woman's vagina in detail.
Steph has her headphones on.
Yeah, well, she'll hear this eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, along with my new hairdo on the head, I declared to Mom, by the way, Mother, my name is Jay. I refuse to be named after a bitch by a bitch. Oof.
Ooh. I guess her and Mom don't get along very well.
She's just hanging out at the fucking pub while everyone's getting fucking set on fire.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I was grounded severely, but my point was well made. It wasn't until years later that Clerks entered my life. My bestie in high school was a carbon copy of Muse. That poor person. And I was more the
poor Jay.
Yeah. Not long after she was expelled from school, and my life would become forever changed by the intro of my BBFF, whose real name is Jody. She is 2 years younger and many, many years wiser.
Sorry.
What?
No, I just wanted to jump in because, like, we both know her name's Jody. It's come up a couple times in all this already, but she's the only other woman I know that spells Jody that way. Like, I'm not going to get into the specific spelling because I don't know if they want that out there, but
I've only seen it like that. I've only seen Jody.
I've only seen it with a Y.
No,
prior to
like
this.
Jodie Foster's an IE.
Is she?
Yeah.
I thought there was just an I. Jodi for Jodie Foster.
It's IE.
It might be. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
She's my hetero life mate, and we're each other's family at this point. After 27 years of friendship, 25 as flatmates and besties, she confided in me fairly early on in our friendship that things weren't great for her at home. So once she turned 16, it became too much for her, and she ran away and moved in with me and my family. After 2 months, my mother declared she couldn't stay in our tiny 2-bedroom flat anymore. So I had to make a choice. Send her back home for more abuse, or worse, a refuge. Or find a cheap place to move out with her. Since my mother preferred her boyfriend and booze than me anyway, I also left.
Well, the booze was apparent. We knew that already.
Right. You said that kind of boozy.
I did. I haven't had a thing to drink tonight. I promise.
know, but you said like, the booze was apparent already. Why do you do that?
Nah.
Little Dean Martin swagger.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, pal, what's going on?
I always think if we were the Rat Pack, I'd be the dean of the bunch. So I could see that.
What am I?
Frank.
I'll take it.
You get Frank.
Thank you. I get Frank. Okay.
Yeah.
I see you as a white semi-nude shooter. No, I'm just kidding.
No, really? I was gonna say that, but then I felt like it was gonna be like wrong.
I mean, if we're being honest, you would probably be the dean. I'd probably be the Jerry Lewis until I turn on the charm, and then I'm like the Jerry Lewis where he's the nutty professor, and then he drinks the thing, and then it becomes cool. Like that's
yeah.
Except when I drink, I don't become cool.
No, you don't. You become cruel. Which is close.
I could be a bit of a mean drunk. I'm sorry.
A bit?
I was a mere 18 myself, but I just couldn't leave a 16-year-old girl to fend for herself out there on her own. So in other words, she was your first kitten. Those first few years were terrifying for us both. We may have been young, but we were never once alone. Together, this reminds me of fucking, what's that Toni Collette movie? Muriel's Wedding. Did you ever see that flick?
No.
I love Toni Collette in anything, and I know she's like the queen of Australia. She might as well be the fucking PM. No matter what, my favorite actress. And one of her first, if not her first movie was something called Miro's Wedding. And at one point she leaves with her friend to move to like Sydney or something. And it's like how she's just living alone for the first time in her life. Really good flick.
Huh. I'm gonna have to check that out, I guess.
And they're obsessed with the band ABBA.
Oh dear.
And she works in a video store. I'm like, holy shit, the fuck is going on with this movie?
It's a female you.
Except I could give less of a fuck about ABBA.
No, you love ABBA. You're a closet ABBA fan.
I
knew it.
All right. Together over time, we got the hang of it all. She graduated high school and then college. I worked hard lifting boxes in a light shop so she could, and we survived.
That's awesome. Wait, can I give Jay some props for that? Because she basically sacrificed her future for Jody, and that's sacrifice, but definitely like put it on hold, I think. That's pretty awesome.
Along the way, we amassed a fellow group of survivors, and together, the 7 of us have been mates ever since. Yeah, survived that fucking dildo. Now, this is the reason I just referred to the gals as my BFFs. It can get complicated, so try getting your heads around this. Our other Jody, which we differentiate by the very question we ask her frequently, why, Jody? Why? Or JoJo for short. There's an IE and there's a Y.
And JoJo's the one that was naked with the blue bush. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She's the
So wait, Jody masturbated in Jody's room.
JoJo.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Jody masturbated in Jody's room. Yes. If I heard it right.
It's the wrong Jody.
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay.
You'll like this. She's the busy one of us all. A new boyfriend and tales to share with us all every month. It's a revolving door of dicks with that one.
Wow. That's...
I think we're contributing to the end of a friendship.
That's what I'm thinking. Jesus Christ.
Now here comes the geography lesson for the next name. She too is a J, but because her name is Croatian, it's pronounced Y. Her name is Jadranka.
I got it right.
Well, she wrote Jadranka, and I'm like, y'all drank something too much.
They did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
In her country, quite a common name. But the looks people give her for here in Oz as they attempt to pronounce it is just bloody hilarious. Just no, we're all lolling at your attempts right now. Hey, fuck you. We got it. She's a mom of 2, and our parties are her escape for the weekend. She's a responsible one of the group until she gets a cocktail or 2 into her, that is. She just loves the chance to be silly and child-free with us girls again.
Wasn't she the one that asked where Pornhub was, if I recall?
I think they're all just degenerates at this point.
That's terrible.
And true. Even just for a little while, and her hubby minds her chaotic kids. Next up is our loved up newlyweds, Cassie and Becca. They've been a couple for 24 years, and thanks to long overdue legalization of same-sex marriage, they finally legally wed last year. Congratulations, guys.
Yes, congratulations, and that agreed, not even being a part of your country, long overdue. Yes, very much. Yeah.
But to us, they've been the old married couple for decades. I was fortunate enough to help plan the Hens Night, rebranded Chicks Night, by yours truly.
Okay.
You guys would have loved it. There were tits and ass flying everywhere that night. It was a riot.
Well, that seems like a regular get-together for these people.
Yeah, that's just a Thursday, for Christ's sake. Watching them finally marry last year was a proud and joyous moment for us all after watching them go through a lifetime of heartbreak and rejection.
We totally would have gone to that wedding and been huge supporters.
We would have officiated that shit.
Oh, I totally would have officiated that shit. Yeah, without question.
I would have just been like, all right, you, make out with you.
Now, see, that's just wrong. Why you gotta go there? We're trying to be like, I'm actually trying to be like supportive, and you had to go there.
I am being supportive. I'm supportive. They have now legally can make out with each other.
They could, it wasn't illegal to make out. It was just illegal to be married.
I don't know how to go. Okay. And finally, the baby of the group, Meanie, the Nubian. What's a Nubian? her real name is Nat, and she's a sweetheart but clumsy as fuck.
Nat, if you've never seen Go Watch Chasing Amy, you'll understand that joke. Please, by all means.
Jay is their fucking friend. You telling me they have not seen Chasing Amy?
I think it's possible they haven't seen it. Hopefully, she will explain it if she gets upset. But yeah.
Well, they will now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Especially after she's had a few. There's a bunch of drink emojis. So that's who makes up your PodAskew crew. They are extraordinary women with kids, corporate gigs, and reputations. God, they're normal, CJ.
Yeah, you could say that.
On the surface, they're normal.
There's their key. That's the magic phrase right there. Yeah.
Now, thanks to me, we sound like prototypical drunk Aussie pissheads who do nothing but sit around watching porn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but yeah. I rarely even drink at these things. I'm merely the barmaid. Fuck off. I've had my bartender take a shot with me. Come on.
No, but we know why Jay has to watch her drinking, remember?
That's true.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
She watches her drinking. She watches it go in her fucking mouth.
Not what I meant, but all right.
I know. Hey, this is all tongue-in-cheek. My BFFs, on the other hand... Mostly, we're all just way too busy playing adults, these piss-up parties. Are our released and secret little indulgences that you've all gotten to be privy to. Now that the intros are out of the way, some A's to your Q's, Rico. You're absolutely right. Aussies do have a wicked sense of humor. See?
Yep.
And you never have to say sorry for teasing me, guys. See? That's just what mates do. I'd be offended if you didn't. And yes, mozzies are mosquitoes. Called it.
All right.
And that's why I can learn English. And that's why we never
I speak English good.
I speak good day, mate. That's why we never leave home without the AeroGuard bug spray.
Or the dildos, apparently.
What?
Or the dildos, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, that would wave off some fucking critters if you smacked them with the fucking giant blue demon. I myself have been kicked by a roo once as a child.
Ooh.
That probably explains a lot, if I'm being honest.
Hey, that's not nice.
She just said I don't have to fucking apologize.
Okay, but there's still a limit here.
She told me she got kicked by a fucking roo.
She didn't say in the head.
How am I didn't say the head.
No, but you implied it.
No, I said the psychological harm of getting kicked by a roo.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if it wouldn't kill me, but it would certainly fuck up my day.
It would fuck up anyone's day.
It's like, hey, are you home early? What happened? I got kicked by a roo. Oh, you want soup and porn? Like, I'll let me help you out.
At least that makes sense in Oz. Can you imagine saying that? Like, imagine you came home tomorrow and said to Nancy, I came home early because I got kicked by a roo.
She'd be like, what?
Right? Is that the homeless guy at the end of the
customer? I'm like, no, like eating a fucking roo.
Is that the homeless guy at the end of the street by your by the store?
The one who does Jailhouse Rock?
Yeah.
It was not pleasant. Those back hinds are killers. Yeah, no shit. All those fuckers do is run and hop.
Yeah.
And speaking of killers, you're very much mistaken, CJ. Oh, I love it. I love when CJ's wrong. Drop bears are real, I assure you, sir. Deadliest of all our critters should you fail to look up whilst visiting in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
Okay, I know. And finally, no. None of us have a penis. None that I'm aware of, anyway. Yeah, but you got a giant blue bush and a giant fucking dildo.
Well, no, she has a penis. She just carries it around in her bag, apparently.
Yeah, like Lorena fucking Bobbitt. Like I said before, Rico, or any of your other PA fans, if there's any questions we didn't catch, or you think of any more, hit me up here or on my second home, Twitter. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Now, if you wouldn't mind passing me back to this PodAskew censorship board, I guess I was supposed to read this and then you were supposed to end it. So we fucked up. So
do you want to send it to me?
No, you're supposed to read.
Oh, we read it out of order.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But not
sorry,
before
Jay.
thank you once more, Rico. Hearing you both crack up at my letters is an absolute joy for me. But when I broke you, Rico, I can honestly say I've never been happier or filled with as much pride in my whole entire life. That's sad.
Not only is it sad, but it is honestly one of the highlights of the last year in PodAskew for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I say sad like you're my mate. You're pathetic, but I love you.
Stop it! That's terrible.
You both humble me. That is the frequent thing you say.
Because you say a lot of terrible things.
But you say it in the exact same way every single time. Stop it! It's terrible.
What is terrible? You say a lot of terrible things. Stop saying terrible things.
I am who I am, cocksucker. Thank you, sirs. You both humble me with all your giggles and kind words. Within you beats the golden heart of an entertainer, Rico. The consummate all-around performer, not unlike your hero Sinatra. I'm hard again.
She knows how to hit the feels, doesn't she? She knows how to.
She does. I'm certain both your names will be up in lights on Broadway one day.
Nobody wants us on Broadway, Jay. Nobody.
We will be off Broadway. That's how,
We'll be off West Broadway. We won't even be.
We'll be on a street near Broadway.
Yeah, well, if we're on Broadway, it's because we're literally on Broadway.
If we're on Broadway, we're both sharing a box.
Yeah.
And I promise to be front row center for your big debuts on our Sydney Opera House stage. We will all be clapping. Listen, if we end up going to Australia, we're staying at your house. I want to see this fucking party.
Oh, we have to attend one of these parties.
Now, to quote a Hollywood Babylon jingle, get your cocks out, boys, and was developed a dirty Portaskew-filled conclusion to this monumental odyssey if Censor CJ approves it. So yeah, did it out of order, but that's okay.
And it was approved, so yeah. Actually, I think doing it out of order allowed for more entertainment because we knew about the Blue Bush attack before we read that. So, yeah.
Well, that's Jay's portion. Now...
There's more?
There's more.
What is there now?
CJ, I finally get to do what you have done to me for 2 fucking years.
No, what's going on?
He absolutely has no idea what's coming.
I know. I have none.
So because it is your birthday...
Oh.
In 5 days.
Yeah.
And I know the public may not know. You've been going through some rough shit.
Yeah.
And that's no one's business unless you want to make it your business.
It's too depressing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's been a rough time for you. Not just for you, but for a lot of other reasons.
Sure.
So because you're the technical fucking wizard of this, I can't do what you have generously done for me the past couple years. So I took the liberty of writing to some people and asking them if they would send some birthday notes for you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, my friend.
Well, so before you get into them, because and thank you. I'm teasing, but thank you. First off, Jay, that was as brilliant as anything you've sent us, and I can't wait to hear the next one, and I can't wait to hear the fiction you're writing. Like, both things excite me.
Excited.
Yeah, even if we don't perform it this year, because we already kind of have a plan for Halloween that we put in place before Jay told us she was writing. Or maybe we'll just do 2 this year. Who knows? But anyway,
Maybe one for Halloween, maybe one for New Year's or something?
Who knows? Yeah, well, no, I like our New Year's tradition at this point, but we'll figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
depends when you write that thing.
Yeah, when it's done and what, but I'm still excited even if for some reason we don't perform it, I'm excited to read it. I'm excited to see it. And more importantly, I'm excited that we inspired it. We convinced you that you were worth doing it, and you are, and I'm so happy that you're at least doing it.
I'm so easy. I'm just amazed that you named a kitten after me. Like that's good enough for me.
She kept alluding to keeping one of them, and I can't wait to find out which one she keeps. I think it's me, because I think she said she's keeping me, but I could be wrong.
Well, so much for me being the runt of the fucking litter.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt your thing that you did, but I just wanted to give Jay her love before we moved on to this next thing. So,
all right. Now, to be fair, not everybody got back to me because I did kind of do this impromptu last minute. Okay. So everybody who didn't, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't care. I may be getting some and I'll be passing them to you privately or on the air next week or something.
Yeah. We can
the ones who wrote, you know, they just had more time and more of a moment to do it.
I'm not like that. I don't take it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is from Henry.
Oh, wow. Okay. From the Brit.
Yeah. Dear CJ, words are supposed to be my forte, but unless you're sitting in a comic shop discussing why Bale is better than Keaton, I tend to draw a blank.
That's true.
However, I'll give it a go. I hear you much more than I see you, and it wouldn't be exaggerated to say your positive and enthusiastic passion for what you do has not only inspired me, but also brought some of my ideas to life. You helped me and shared with me an experience I dreamed of, but wasn't sure would ever happen. So thank you for being a great friend across the pond. I'll close with a slight reworking of some words written by a slightly better writer than myself. Life is yours, so live it your way. All these words you and Rico just say, and nothing else matters.
Oh, very nicely done. Nicely done.
He actually says, you're the man with 1,000 voices. How's your James Hetfield? I'm like, exaggerated, not good.
Yeah, please don't do that.
I did the best I could. So happy birthday from Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
All right. This one is from Debbie.
Oh,
yes.
So that's what you were doing last night. Damn it. Anyway.
Yep.
I get to damn it for this one.
Yes, you do. And it's going to feel strange because it's very romantic and very loving, but it's going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's going to lessen it quite a bit, but that's all right.
Just look into my eyes as I say
No, I'm going to look over here, actually.
Are you blushing?
Yeah,
You're actually
maybe.
Blushing a little bit.
Am I? I don't know.
A little bit.
All right.
CJ, I love you. We've We've been through good times, bad times, and the worst of times. You've always been there for me. I don't know where I'd be today without your love and understanding. You're the most genuine person I have ever had the privilege to get to know. I never want to see my life without you. I love you more than words will ever say. I want to thank you for everything you've done. You truly are my best friend. I'll never stop loving you. I will do anything in this world for you. The best part of my day is when you walk through the door and I get to see you, hug and kiss you again. I will never be able to truly show you how thankful I am to have you in my life and for you to love me back. You're my best friend and the love of my life. I want to say happy birthday to you.
Aww.
So there was Debbie.
She's in trouble for that one.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. You know, I almost caught her with that.
Yeah, you know how weird it was for me and your girlfriend to do something in secret?
Which is even funnier because, like, she said she did tell me it had something to do with my birthday. And I'm like, oh, well, what did Rico want you to do? And she's like, it has nothing to do with Rico. I haven't talked to Rico in months. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Happiest of birthdays to the gorgeously wonderful CJ. Hope your day is as amazing as you. Lots of love and hugs and stuff from your favorite Brit. Rebecca.
Yeah, awesome.
Here's one.
Oh, dear.
I want you to guess who this is from.
Okay.
Happy birthday to one of the coolest, most wonderful people I know. Wait, I thought this was Rico's birthday. Shit.
I have two guesses, but I can't. My first guess is Smoke. Matty Granger.
Nope. Mark.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I wouldn't have thought that you'd reach out to Mark, but yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Next one. Okay, this just in from Clerks cast member, a.k.a. actor Scott Schiaffos, says, hey, CJ, Uncle Chuli says, happy birthday, you wacky bastard. Stay awesome and don't be a cancer merchant.
You got Scott to write me a birthday thing? That's badass, dude. That might be my favorite of the bunch, to be honest with you.
Good. Okay. This is from Smoke. And he wrote a whole letter and he emailed it to me and I had to this is so good. Are you
reading the whole thing or no?
What?
Are you going to read the whole thing now or no?
I'm reading the whole thing.
Okay. The way you said that, I thought maybe you edited it or something.
No.
All right.
I just had to transfer it from my email to, I wanted them all next to each other. So
yeah.
I would like to start by saying happy birthday, CJ. I'm glad that Chris, Kim, and OC introduced us and that we become friends, at least virtual ones. I have to say, I'm very impressed with how well PodAskew is growing, as well as you and Rico as podcast partners. I do love your debates and when you two clash on opinions, but always have full respect for each other. I'm glad that you can text me and we can talk about real life stuff and not just podcasts or Kev, even though we both love that. You're a good person and that is rare in this world. You make sure to always do what makes you happy and try to put a smile on at least one person's face. So for today, my friend, I wish you the most happiest of birthdays and I shall take a bong rip in your honor.
Let's be fair. I love Smoke, but he's taking the bong rip just because he wants to take the bong rip. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I love CJ too. Happy birthday, buddy. May you be filled with love and joy. And then in parentheses, get filled by love.
Not Smoke. Yeah.
Next.
There's more. Okay.
There's more, buddy.
All right.
Hey, CJ, it's Bethany from Body Count Podcast, and I just want to wish you a very happy birthday. You really are one of the coolest and nerdiest person I've ever met, and I'm so thankful to have you in my pod family. Thanks for putting up with both myself and Jessica's craziness and sometimes insults. Haha, just know that it comes from a place of love. Again, have a very happy birthday, you old fart.
The only thing I have to say to that is la-ti-da.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Beth, it's not Jess, so I had to give it to one of you. So
I reached out to both of them, but Jess didn't even look.
Jess has been hard to get a hold of lately, in general. So,
all right, this is from OC.
Oh no!
Tell him he's one of the kindest people I've ever known, and the world can be cruel to people with heart, but those are the very people who make it worthwhile. Those are the people who make a difference, and that today he has the penis of an older man in his butt.
I knew something like that was coming. I did.
Yep, the old penis in your butt. That's what's coming.
Yeah. Oh, God, I just put that together. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. More?
There's more. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not rereading the same ones.
No, I get it. No worries. Just curious.
I think the other ones are on my actual Twitter, so just bear with me.
Sure.
Okay. Happy birthday, CJ. You are an amazing, kind, and super cool human that I have had the fortune to meet in person.
Oh, I know who this
Thank you for always being great to talk to about all things pop culture, even if we don't agree on the genius that is John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Hope your new year is a million times better than the previous year and you get to have some fun and new experiences. Truly value your opinions and how they make me think about scenes from a different point of view. Thank you for being you and including me in some of your podcasts. Even though I don't listen to everything, I have enjoyed all that I've heard and will continue to listen whenever my focus allows me. Some good karma is bound to come your way. Thank you again and have the best birthday possible. Truly, Jamie Cattiers.
Yeah,
and then she included her phone number if you want to text her.
Oh, nice. You'll have to send that over to me later.
I will. She said, don't read this out loud.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
I might even cut her last name off just to be safe, but
I think it's on. No,
I don't know. Yeah.
Minor, because I asked Chris if he would write something.
Chris came?
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. A lot of these people wanted to do an audio thing.
Okay.
But I'm like, I can't fucking do that because then I don't know how to play it for him, and it's not much of a surprise if I have him compile his own fucking episode.
Yeah.
So this is what he sort of said. He's like, I'm not really a write something kind of guy. Of course, I wish him a happy birthday, but a dude sort of way. The kind where you text, happy birthday, bro. So,
fair enough. I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. Last one. For now. Like I said, there might be some late stragglers.
Yeah.
This is from me. CJ, being your friend and partner at PodAskew has been a complete mistake, and I hate you. Shit, wrong letter. I meant to send this last year.
Oh, fuck.
All right, let me try again. CJ, you've kept me laughing through the rough times, and you've always been there for me. Ah, shit, this just isn't working. Since I know how much you love my impressions.
Oh, no.
I'll resort to having much better sounding people do this for me.
So the same 3 people, essentially?
Hey, Seth Rogen here. You know how much I appreciate CJ? I can listen to him with a smile on my face sober. And I know bad art since I made Observe and Report.
Oh, shit.
There's a whole gang here, buddy. Bear with me.
Yeah.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. You know, CJ, you and I actually have a lot in common. We both have to deal with the quote-unquote talent missing up the show. We both have funny voices, and we're constantly upstaged by a pig that thinks that they can act. So don't be blue this year. Try green.
Oh, fuck. That might be my favorite one yet.
All right.
Who are you, cocksucker? I don't know how I got here. Maybe I should fire my agent. First Hollywood, then Irishman, now this fucking shit. Fuck you. Here's some more words at the top of my head. Scarecrows, needles, and tangerines.
Because, Pacino's just insane. So
I got it. Yeah.
This is, unfortunately, our president had to include...
did he really?
Yeah, he did. I'm sorry. He even did his own theme music. I promise you a big Lee birthday, even though I helped ruin Jersey. Even though it was the most successful casino ever. Happy birthday to me. Me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And then...
Happy birthday! You really didn't think I would be here, did you?
I'd hope.
Like I said, Wayne Manor Mouth, I always come back. He was drinking something when I called him Wayne Manor Mouth.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I just have to compliment you on your work for Batman alone. You took a bunch of words and made it art. Though I do think I deserve a pat on the behind for my contribution. Well, CJ, kick your clown shoes off and enjoy a giant bowl of pudding. I know I do.
In all seriousness, you've been a friend, a partner, and the best dose of therapy I needed for a long time. Happy birthday, you fuck.
Thanks, buddy. Wow. Didn't see that coming.
You never do.
No, you never do.
Yeah, you never see that coming, like a giant blue bush.
Oh, I just got something. In irony, I just got something in the mail from Stephanie.
Oh, something in the mail from Stephanie.
And it's not the big package.
It's not the big package. It's a little envelope.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to read this stuff? All right, she says you can read this on air if you want. Stephanie gets the last words.
Yeah. Friends like you make life way more fun, so I'm glad I've got you. Happy birthday. And she didn't sign it, but thank God she put her name in the return address, so I at least know who it's from.
He says you didn't sign it, but thank God we got the return address.
So, well, I was wondering where Steph's was, and ironically, it showed up. So,
yeah.
So, listen, guys, thank you, all of you, even you who's in trouble.
Don't be hard on her. I coerced her.
No. I'm teasing.
I asked her to do it. Hey, you did the same fucking thing to Stephanie for my goddamn birthday.
Yeah. Well, no, I roped her into my plan though. Like it was all me.
Yeah, I roped Debbie into my plan.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, everybody who wrote in, and everybody who he reached out to that wasn't able to in time. That's fine as well. Thank you all, because I'm sure you had nice things you wanted to say. So, at least I hope.
Yeah, one person I won't mention just like, eat shit.
No, who was that?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. I was like, really? Who the fuck was that?
It was my dad.
Oh, well, yeah, but from your dad, that's a compliment, so I'm actually okay with that one.
No, he didn't say anything.
No, but even if he did say that...
Him, I'm doing something for CJ's birthday. He's like, who the fuck is CJ?
Yeah, that sounds more accurate, to be honest with you, but yeah.
Right.
So, all right, buddy. Well, thank you for real. I mean, especially after the whole Jay letter. Not that was a bad thing, but to pile that on top, that was a...
I kept saying, like, you have no idea how long this is going to be. I know how long this is going to be.
Yeah, well, because that's why I was like, especially when we started getting to the end of the thing with Jay, I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, that's not that long. But
I warned you in advance.
You did. It's still not longer than anything we've normally done, believe it or not.
But it's all about you.
It's always about me.
It feels longer than when it's about you.
CJ here with a few thank yous and to let you know how you can get in touch with and follow the show and us. Listen to us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you find your podcasts. Please don't forget to rate and comment. PodAskew is a member of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Visit their website, bigheadsmedia.com, and follow them on Twitter @BigHeadsMedia. If you want to agree with or yell at us, follow Rico, me, and the show on Twitter. The show is @PodAskew, Rico is @RantsRico, and I'm @M_Blade. We want to thank logo designer and show friend Mike for his work on our wonderful logo. You can contact him for artwork via email at logomike80@gmail.com. That's logomike80@gmail.com. Thank you to Samuel Lemons for all original music on the show, especially our theme music. You can find Sam on Twitter @SamuelLemons, all one word, and his music on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Samuel-Lemons. Finally, our biggest thank you is to you, everyone, for listening. Rico and I really appreciate your time and look forward to bringing you another episode soon.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.